Hey there, how you been? Gosh, it's been so long since we did a catch-up video. I think it was October, and wow, so much has happened. So much has happened. No, we must have had catch-up videos when my book came out. Anyway, how are you? Do let me know in the comments. It'd be really lovely to hear from you. Let me know maybe where you're viewing from, or what you're up to, or how your meditation practice is, or tell me something that you love, or something brilliant that's happened to you today. Let's make these spaces about love and our positive lives. There's so much of the other stuff that we really do have an opportunity, if we choose to take them into a different direction, if we will allow ourselves. Anyway, whenever the last video was, it seems like a very long time ago, and I thought it would be a great opportunity just to have a lovely catch up with you, and just hope that you're doing well. And I want to share with you in this video just lots of opportunities that are coming up for us to practice together, or the things that might be useful for you or inspire you, and let you know how the book's getting on and that sort of stuff. So hopefully you've got yourself a cup of tea, because I like to take my time. Normally it's a cup of coffee, but we're on Tulsi tea this morning. But before we get into that, I want to share something with you that has never quite happened in this way before to me. I've always been able to see, and I never used to say about it. I talk about this in Signposts, and I never used to say anything because I used to think that everybody could see in this way. And then it became very clear to me as I went through my life that people just couldn't see what I was seeing. When I talk about seeing, of course, we have the eyes, but then there's a deeper seeing, a kind of seeing of life. And I was very lucky to be born this way. I say lucky now. I felt like it was a curse in my teens. So any of you who have sight, it's very different from projecting your thoughts onto somebody and thinking you know what's going on. You actually see what's what, as it were, in terms of reality, basically, and life. But of course, we don't have language for that. We're not that's not part of our culture or anything. But it's interesting, to know that there are others out there now that I've come across who see in a similar way. So I was in the gym this morning, and on the chest machine, because the barbell bench was occupied, as it often is in our gym, by somebody kind of lifting ginormous amounts of weight, kind of thing. And so I'm on the chest press machine and just looking at everybody else in the gym, and it wasn't a thought, if that makes any sense. It just wasn't a thought. It was a seeing, but very different from how I normally see the extra, as it were, or the what is. And what I could see was, and I use the G word, okay, but if you use the word universe, life, or whatever, don't fall out with me for using a word that might not be the same word you use. If that's the level that we're at, this is not the place for you, because you've got to get beyond that. We've got to get beyond that now. Every human being has consciousness. Every human being has the right to pursue self-realization, and it is the inheritance of each of us. Doesn't matter whether you vote this way or that way. Doesn't matter whether you're this religion or that religion or that religion. No one is outside of life's sweet holding, no matter what we think, because that's just all lies and labels and conditionality. So I use the G word, I use the word God, and so I could see the God in each person or I could see God in each person. Not that the thing that they were doing was necessarily congruent with that, but that there is something in each, whether they know it or not, that is God. And so, and it wasn't a projection of an idea, it was an actual seeing. And so, it was a case of, the 6'4" guy with shifting the heavy weights. There's God in that form, trying out being incarnated into a big body, and being very much into body identity. Then there was the God in the form of the extraordinarily good shape woman who at 7 a.m. is in full makeup, manicure, kind of and perfect clothes, whilst working out from a place of deep fear, so that God was trying out manicure, makeup and fear in a really well looked after body. Then there was God as an old man working out with weights. In fact, the old man was the most embodied congruent person in the space that I could see. There was the couple of women trying, so that's God trying out being this kind of relationship, whilst working out with weights that are not going to do anything whatsoever. Such tiny little weights, There's God in the form of the person who goes to the gym but actually spends nearly all of their time on their phone, and so on and so on and so on. It's quite busy at 7 a.m. in our gym, but I like to go. It's I don't know what it is. It's the best mental health medicine that I know of, quite honestly. Moving weights around, for some reason it just settles everything down, So I don't know about you, if you've ever tried this, if you have head stuff sometimes, or emotional stuff sometimes. I don't think we get out of that no matter what, being human beings, but I find exercise, particularly weights, to be an incredible antidepressant and kind of cure for many of the ills of the world. Anyway, that was an aside, really. I was thinking I might save that story for one of my satsang videos, but over on our membership site, but actually I thought I would just share it here. So let me tell you some things that we've got going on. Obviously, Signposts of the Spiritual Journey came out, and it's April now, so next month, May, it will have been out for 6 months. It seems to be doing okay, but it's only with a little press, even though it's got Penguin Random House's support. And of course, there's no marketing budget or anything like that. So it's having to make its own way in the world by somebody uses it, find something helpful in there, tell somebody else about it. It will grow, I think. I get the real sense that it's going to grow, but it will take the time that it takes. It's not going to be... people always think that you've got a bestseller. Have you got a bestseller? Have you got a big hit? How's your book doing? Are you a millionaire yet? If only you could see my royalty statement from a few weeks ago. You would know the truth of that. But if you're working with the Signposts book, or it's been a friend to you already, and it's been some help, if there's anything you feel like you'd like to write a review on Amazon or something and give it some 5 stars, or gift it to somebody, or ask your local bookshop to stock it. That's been a little bit of a disappointment, I have to say, that like the book chains in England have kind of, because my name isn't E.T., or something, because I'm not instantly recognizable. They're just, Whereas there's one actual, one of the big chain bookshops. I actually know the manager, And he said, well, no, your books always sell in our shop. So he's put it on the shelf facing outwards next to The Power of Now. And apparently it's just flying in that bookshop. So there you go. But it takes a willingness. You have to kind of show people, guide people to, this is the territory that you're in, sort of thing, Although it's completely different. It's nothing like that other book. It's completely different. But if you feel like that would be so beautiful and kind of you. So much to share with you, actually. We're in the new office. We've just moved office. This is now in the same building, overlooking the river. I've got a beautiful view of the river just here, in the town hall, and I'm right on the top floor now. Very quiet, view of the sky and some of the building and the river. And it's just nice and spacious. And in fact, there's enough room for sort of 5 or 6 or 7 people to sit and have a meditate. So I might think about that somehow. But this office has kind of come because, well, 1, I needed more space and quiet, but 2, our membership site has now launched, the open space. We have 2 membership sites on the Authentic Living site. There's a free one called The Garden, and that's just like a rotation of popular material, but giving you a sense of, belonging in some way because of that, and a kind of private space. And then we have the main membership site, which opened just a couple of weeks ago now. We have some members already. That's called the Open Space. And that's a subscription, but that is where everything goes. There's going to be like a monthly teaching that it will only ever be there and not shared anywhere else. Exclusive meditations and the entire library, it will be in there at some point. Access to the courses even before they go on to apps and things like that. Extra days of courses, extra materials, that sort of thing. And where possible, I'm working on trying to get discounts for members of that in kind of external retreats and things that I'm doing as well. So where possible, that will be. So if you're interested in that, have a look at that on the website. There's a page about it on the website. I'll post a link down below so you can have a look. But then things that I'd like to invite you to, there's a whole run of, now that things are opening up again, there's kind of, it's mostly hybrid sort of stuff. Bits in person, bits online, that sort of thing. I have my own open space meditation. I think that's going to be on the 30th of April. You're more than welcome to that. All my work follows the same ethos, which is that self-realization, the spiritual path of consciousness, awareness, love, whatever you would call it, is for everybody. It doesn't matter whether you're, as I say, if you vote this way or you vote that way, if you read this newspaper or that newspaper, if you were brought up this way or that way, whether you were from this country or from that country, this religion or that religion, this thing comes before all of that. Those things are only labels and conditionings most of the time. There will be some aspects of them that are kind of DNA-like and embedded, but the truth is the truth is the truth, and nothing other than the truth will ever be the truth, no matter how many people say that it is or how much they point things at you to kind of try to encourage you that their way is the right way. So that's for everybody. We just sit together, basically, and let that stuff go for an hour and meet each other as life, as just like in the gym this morning, we can actually meet each other in that way. And that's utterly transformative. So do come. That's free or donation, or just come is the most important bit to that. All on the website. On the 28th of April, I've been doing a bit of work with the Theosophical Society of America. So I've recorded a talk for them specifically on the necessity of returning to a genuine, daily, small kind of love within the self that's real, and how that helps us in our lives. So not a kind of a Pollyanna-ish or a false idea of love, but a kind of returning to truth and loving ourselves in all situations. So as a way of kind of finding a compass to move through. So that is already filmed. It's being edited at the moment, and it's going to premiere on YouTube on the 28th of April at, I think, 8 p.m. Chicago time. I didn't know Chicago had its own time, but there you go. We've got an Insight Timer workshop coming up, so that's within that app, and that's going to be on the 7th of May, called the Inner Compass of Authenticity. So this, in a way, kind of follows on from Return to Love. In the Return to Love talk, without giving too much away, I'm looking at how love can guide us. And then in this workshop, I'm going to look at how the sense of authenticity, your own sense of authenticity, can be a way to kind of show you your next steps, and meditations that kind of go with that to kind of assist with that. Then a week after that, you see, it doesn't end. We're back at the Theosophical Society, this time for an actual live workshop. So the Insight Timer workshop is live online, and the Theosophical Society thing is live online. And this time it's meditative practices for daily life. So I think it's called the Roadmap of Awareness or something, kind of big title, Meditative Practices for Daily Life. So I want to look at the kind of most effective, simple practices. And again, using these heart and authenticity compasses as kind of guidances, but then kind of really getting down. Think of it almost like a meditation masterclass in a way, because I really want to work with you as best we can, over the screen in this way, to kind of help you get the best out of your meditation practice. So that's what that's going to be. And then a way off, but you might want to kind of have a look at it and maybe book it. In New York State, there's a wonderful thing called the Omega Institute. I did a talk for them recently, not a talk, but an interview for them recently, which we'll post a link to. You might want to check that out. I'm actually going to go over to the States for a week, and we're going to have a beautiful retreat, which is based in really getting down with the path of self-realization. That's from the 29th of August to, I think, the 2nd or 3rd of September or something. It's 5 days. 5 days, or 5 nights and 6 days or something like that. So that's in Rhinebeck, upstate New York. Beautiful 250-acre campus. Omega Eckhart teaches there. Pima teaches there. Everybody you've ever heard of, Ram Dass used to teach there, and they seem to like yours truly. So they've invited me to come along. So I'd love to see some of you there, and I know there's some people from around the world planning to fly in from that already, so that's beautiful to know. I won't list any more things for you, but I just wanted to kind of show you how the ripples are starting to spread. So that this is really good, and this is because of Signposts, so it's really interesting when you do something that's real and you offer it as service, for us, for humankind. You don't always see like instant financial rewards, or it doesn't go the way you think it's going to go. But anything real in this world actually will cause some ripples, It can look so bent out of shape out there sometimes that we just don't know if anything is having any effect at all. But I strongly feel that a true-hearted approach always leads to something, even if it's just you and me, even if it's just you and me and this sense of kind of presence and truth. So I'll leave it there because we're coming up for 20 minutes of this video, and I just want to send you lots of love. I'll try and do another video next month just as a kind of catch up. I always post these in with the newsletter when that goes out, which is usually around about the 12th of the month. It'll be 12th or 13th this month probably. So do sign up for the mailing list too, through the website, should you want to kind of get the emails. But really, I just want to wish you lots of love, and see you hopefully somewhere down the line. It'd be really great to be with each other and practice, and maybe not talk. That would be cool, wouldn't it? Sit together, not talk, being with each other, maybe see the God in each other. Take care of your good self, won't you? We need you.